Hello and welcome to another episode of Stacked. Today's video is actually a follow-up video on last Sunday's video where I reviewed the Coven Amplifications modded Marshall Origin 20. And today I want to find out if the amp is a good pedal platform. Therefore my signal chain is my Black Hat custom single cut into two different pedals. First of all, a boost pedal. It's a Tube Screamer style and I chose the Digitech Hardwire CM2 tube distortion. And after that, of course, a chainsaw pedal. And I chose the AIB Customs Death, simply because. From there, it goes to the Origin 20, and in the FX loop of the Origin 20, I've installed another pedal. It's an EQ pedal. It's my JD Music Labs custom 5-band EQ based on the Mesa 5-band EQ. It's not Mark, but it's based on the Mark 4 EQ. Then it goes into my Zur reactive load box, and from there it goes into my interface, and in Nadir I've chosen a Bogren IR. It's the Gates of Hell. So, first things first, let me dial in the amp, and therefore we actually have to know how it sounds, and it sounds like this. And some of you guys said that the amp sounds too bridly or too trebly for your likings, and I kinda have to admit, although I really like my amps to sound trebly because I prefer a more trebly sound. And some of you mentioned that I should crank the master volume at least over 7, so that's what we're doing right now, cranking the master volume, adjusting the volume on the Zur, and then dial in a nice crunchy sound. Was already at 8, so I cranked it up to 10. And now this is the sound. So now let's activate the tube distortion. So it really added some distortion, although I already dialed in a huge amount of distortion. I should dial it back and then we find out. But all in all, it made the sound better. So it really adds to the sound. The amp highly benefits from the Digitech, and well, does it do the trick? Yes, of course. So next thing I want to do, and I hope the camera won't die on me, is to activate the EQ pedal and see how this sounds, or how I can shape the sound even more with Tube Screamer engaged, of course. So it's not as drastic as I've thought it would be, but you can definitely shape it. Although I don't think that this graphic EQ is the perfect choice for the Marshall. So, Tube Screamer works. Next thing, HM2. And therefore let me quickly dial in a more broken uppish sound. Well, this will work. So now let's activate the HM2, or the death. Camera is still working, so let's quickly dial in the EQ. So the HM2 sound, really cool. And if the camera dies on me because the battery is low for 6 minutes or so, I just continue talking and you see some nice pictures or so. So with the HM2 engaged, the sound was really cool, and now all those little toggle switches make definitely a huge difference. Without the pedal it was more or less a subtle difference, but with this, huge differences. And I can, well, basically quickly dial in a really cool HM2-ish sound. Again, the EQ pedal, don't need it there. It sounds better without, I think. Maybe another one I could, well, actually I don't have another one. I have the 8-ball and the 6-hammer, and I highly prefer my 6-hammer after the HM2 pedal, but that's me. Definitely a cool pedal platform, and it adds so much value to your pedals, and well, almost always sounds good. And to me, it doesn't sound this trebly when I've engaged all the pedals, although I might have to try it in the mix to make you all silent. So anyways, what do you think about the pedal platform qualities of the Origin 20? Let me know down in the comment section. And well, as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and you should check out my Instagram. May the force be with you, and have a nice day.